Peace and blessings. It's your girl Rhonda the Light coming over here to encourage you. I had another moment, and God just brought some things to me again. And God always confirmed His word. He always, it ain't that He have to. He just do because it's just bad like that. But anyway, as yesterday I was telling you all about me moving forward and what God said that for me not to use, that I cannot use, that I shouldn't use those old patterns that I used when I first started my organization because it's not going to work for now. It's a lot of old things, old people, old, just old. It don't mean they old in age, but just old. Those old ways and old ways of thinking, it doesn't fit in the now. Okay, Apostle Tangerine Hope, she said it well today about defaulted patterns or patterns defaulted or something to that nature, but it resonated with my spirit, and she talked about so much, and I just don't want to elaborate on that because I forget what I'm about to tell you, because she passed out some good nuggets on today. That's all I can tell you. I love to be around people. I love to hear people such as her, my coach, and different ones that I know that is very well qualified and anointed to speak what thus saith the Lord, the God that's in them, that's telling them to say things God is telling them to say in this hour. They're literally just sounding that trumpet loud. And those that have an ear, let them hear what the Spirit is saying to you, okay? So I just want to say to you, more times people desire the things that you have, not knowing the suffering that you went through, or they compare. The Bible simply says to never to compare yourself to anybody because it's not wise. And anytime you compare yourself to someone, or you get jealous of someone because they moving a little different or whatever, just any of that is not wise. And I used to always say, and I will continue to say, to stay in your lane. If God have called you to a position on your job, and if you're a cashier, you may be working in accounting, or you may be the manager but you're not the CEO, or whatever that position that God has placed you in, find yourself being faithful over those few things, because when you are faithful over those few things, God will make you ruler over many. But when you're so busy looking over it, some of you, shame on you, you're looking for people to fall so you can say, I knew it, I told you. Don't you know that God will eat you alive? I'm talking about He will allow things to go on with you, and you be wondering why. What's wrong? Why is this happening to me? Because you literally wishing and hoping that somebody else failed just so you can say, I told you so. Like you're looking for somebody to make a mistake. That is not of God. The God in you, that bright side of you, I don't think it agree with that dark side of you. I really don't. And a lot of you, stay tuned. You know, years ago, I had some changes, some transitioning that was taking place in the ministry. And a lot of people, they got a joy out of that. I told you so. I knew that was going to happen. And da 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 da. Let me tell you something. You sound very foolish. It's almost like you waiting on somebody to fall just so you can say, I told you so. Just so you can say this, that, and the third. That is so dark of you. That is so dark of you to say that. That's that dark side of you speaking out. That's an evil side of you speaking out. Why would you look for somebody to fall just so you can say you knew it? Or just so you can say, now this person needs you. No, they need God. I said this on yesterday. They need God. Okay? You're never supposed to covet anything of anybody's. You should never want to see anybody fall. You should never want to see anybody make a mistake. I don't care. You got people that's been in a relationship for years and it didn't work out with you because you didn't do right. You was using those same old patterns that you used in your past relationship, or in the other ministry before that. You brought that stinking thinking into something else, thinking that you can handle people the same way. And when it didn't work, and if something else come through and that person decide to go another direction and maybe it didn't work out, you would say, oh, I knew that was going to happen to them. It didn't have nothing to do with you. It didn't have nothing to do with you. Because what did you do to make it better? When you stepped your foot into that company, when you stepped your foot into the ministry, when you stepped your foot into that organization, when you stepped your foot into that person's life, what difference did you make? None. You made it worse. So my thing is this: when you are a person that you're waiting on somebody to fail, just so you can say, I told you so, you are You are borderline evil. You are borderline. Anytime you want to see someone sick, anytime you want to see someone fail, anytime you're looking for somebody to make a mistake just so you can say, I told you so, you are borderline evil. Okay? It's no way around that. You are borderline evil. And you need to find yourself trying to seek out the light that's in you because it's there. But you've been operating in darkness for so long. And that evil side is literally taking over. I have literally listened to people say things like, oh yeah, that happened because he left me, she left me, or because they left the ministry. You're borderline evil, ma'am, sir. That's borderline, that's darkness. That's your dark side speaking out. If they left the ministry for whatever reason, you borderline evil. Okay? Hold on to that. I'll be back. I've had people to come, people to go. That's part of life. that also go along with the patterns not being the same. The pattern is not the same. People come, people go. Some people stay. It's not the pattern. And even just because a person stay don't mean that they mean you well. That don't mean they mean you well. I've had people to come in for all the wrong reasons. Get mad because of other people being in positions, and then oh Lord, you want somebody else's stuff, you want to cover somebody else's stuff, and then you get mad, and then you skin your knees running and you leave it. But you don't talk bad about the other person. Now, that's why I keep telling y'all, don't allow nothing and nobody to come into your organization or your business and try to tell you how to run it. And when things don't go their way, they run. Okay? Stop allowing that. And then you got the other half, where the people that's been with you forever, and they just as messy as hell. They just messy. They can't help themselves. That's all they do is talk. And they got a whole job themselves. They got a whole job description themselves to fill, but they still find themselves being messy. Yes, I said it, messy as hell. Everybody want to be everybody want to be the head. I was talking to my confidant, and I was telling them how, when my brother was and still is over the men's ministry, and how everybody was doing all that talking, and the ones that was doing all the talking, they skedaddled. It just, a lot of times everybody just want to be in headship, and when they get headship, they don't know what to do with it. Okay, they did all that talking and confusion, and it ain't. And now that you got it, what you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? You done did all that talking. What are you going to do with it? And some of you, no matter what, stop doing so much talking. Do your job. Whatever that is, whatever the description is. If you was called to sweep, sweep. If you was called to mop, mop. Whatever that description is. When you go to your natural job, you don't go in there and try to tell the CEO, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, or I'm gone. Bye. Everybody want to be the chief. Everybody, the general, everybody know. And he was telling me, he said, the reason why? He said, because everybody want to be the head. Nobody want to follow. Do you know what it took for the head to get to the point where they are? Learn to follow. And once you learn to follow, okay, now you done made a skip up. Okay, let's work together. There's no big eyes and little U's. Wake up. Come on, light up. It's your girl, Rhonda. Okay, let me help some of you. You may be new to leadership, or you may be new to having your own business, and you the CEO of your business, or your organization, or whatever it may be. I've talked to some other leaders, and we kind of, I'm talking about leaders. I'm talking about people that's been around this thing for a long time, and, and they've accomplished a whole lot, and did a whole lot, seen a whole lot, and now they like, okay, we're not playing with those old patterns, baby. That's we're not gonna play with none of that. We're not gonna play with that, okay? So whatever. But anyway, moving forward, we was sharing some information, and I was telling some new leaders that you're going to get those that come and stay, those that come and stay for a while, and then you're going to get those that's, it's just like a relationship. You know how sometimes you may get someone to walk into your family, and they look around and they see that your family may be a little a little dysfunctional, okay? Or they see that you're not getting along with your mother, you're not getting along with your father, or you get your siblings, or maybe somebody got, maybe one of the siblings got mad and just started running their mouth or whatever. So they come in and they kind of scout everything out, and they see that, it's certain things that you can and cannot do. So what they do, they use it to their advantage. They use it to their advantage to say, oh, I know what she have and what she don't have, or what he have and don't have, and I already know that they don't stick together. I already know. So you have to be wise in that area, okay? You got people that's coming in your organization, and they'll look around and see who's doing what. Maybe your organization is not so big, like where I used to go at the Potter's House. Certain things are so big, you really don't know a whole lot about Bishop and his family unless something get exposed or somebody say certain things. So a lot of times when people walk real close to you and they know certain things or whatever, they feel like they got the license to do whatever, say whatever. Boop, boop, boop. So I told the young preachers and the young CEOs, I'm like, I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard. You got those that will come in and they will scout around and see what's what. They will even give you some little advice that they think that's advice, and they would even talk about it. You got some old people say, I see this and I see that. Okay, if you see it, then what? Why don't you do something about it? Why are you seeing all this and you're not doing anything about it? So I'm gonna say, put the shut to the up. I don't want to even hear you breathe, because you're not. You only. You just love you hearing yourself speak. And so I would tell these young leaders this, and old, because a lot of old people, where'd I get that from? But anyway, a lot of times it's not that you don't know. Sometimes you just want to see the best in others. But let me tell you this, no matter what, if God told you to do a thing, just do it. No matter what. Don't pay attention to who stay. Don't pay attention to who go. God is always there with you.